Now we got a GE microwave combo. Microwave up top. We got the oven down here. Now we're going to remove the bake element. I'm going to show you how to do that. Obviously I have the unit laying down. You will have it standing up, probably. And it might still be in the cabinet. So you'll remove the door. That's the first thing you're going to do. Then you're going to remove the trim. And you'll have another trim to remove, which is right there. That trim uses Torx screws. And then you're going to carefully remove the installation. All of this has to come out before you can gain access to the element. So let's finish taking it out and we'll get back to it. Try and get everything so that when you remove the element, you don't have stuff falling down to get on top of the element when you replace it. Otherwise it could cause, it's not going to catch fire, but you don't want that. And guys, be mindful, these edges are sharp, it will cut you. You might need to run a vacuum along here, just in case. Alright, so we're looking at the top screw here, one there, one there. I think they're T20. Yep, T20. Don't lose your screws. Alright, so this is the tricky part. You're gonna still have your wires in the back that you need to go and disconnect. Just remember, you can't fully extract it yet. So we have to go now to the back and remove a screw to fully extract it. You do have a screw that the element is held onto, and then you have your two wires in the back, but it does come out through the front. All right, you're gonna have a series of screws to remove. This back piece comes off, and then we gain access down there. All right, you'll have to take the back cover off. You got 10 screws. You're gonna have one behind here, so you have to move this to bring it forward, and then lift it up and out. All right, so this is your element. Those are the wires. You don't have to mark them. You can't mess it up. And you do have a screw. I think it's a Torx screw underneath that you have to remove. It's going to be behind the foam or the installation. And then you're able to pull this thing. So we're going to pull these wires off, connectors off, and let's get down there, T20, remove that screw, and then we should be free to extract the element. So you guys know where the screw is. You have to get down low, and of course you're going to have installation as well. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. Move it out the way if you want so you can see the screw. There it is. And that holds the element in from being able to be shifted. Now I have the full dismantling of this oven on my Patreon. You can jump over there if you like to literally see where everything's taken apart. Literally every screw So we're going to remove this. It's a T20. And this will allow this to be moved and hopefully extracted no problem. Sometimes a needle nose works great to grab the screw, or a magnet, because sometimes you don't have a lot of room to grab, so be mindful of that. Anything that has a magnet will work. Helps so you don't lose it. Now look, element is loose. You can literally push it forward. All right, so let's do that. All right, so we're now at the bottom. Again, you're gonna be lower than me. This is on a hand truck, laying back. And yes, you'll have to extract the unit from the cabinet, or at least bring it out, turn it on something to gain access to the back. So just be mindful of the gasket. That does have to be tucked. Otherwise, it's going to inhibit the gasket or free movement of the element from coming straight on out. I don't recommend removing the gasket, but you can if you want. It's not necessary. So just kind of wiggle is the best way I can say it. It comes out, guys, just like that. All right. So we're going to insert this one back in. So I'm going to show you. Element lives like that. So you want to make sure, and don't use your bare hands on these. It can damage them prematurely. So this is the extractor for it. You put your new element back on like that and set it back in and lower it in. There are some tabs. These have to be inserted in two inserts. Once you get it in, go sideways, and you should not be able to move it from side to side. That's pretty much how you remove this thing and change your element. Hopefully you don't have to, because it's a pain. It's not too bad. But if you don't know, now you know. Now if you go straight on down with a little bit of pressure pushing the base, the bottom of this, towards this bottom, you should fall right into place in those tabs. Wiggle, wiggle. To get it in. So, yep, here we go. I can feel it. Okay. Let's stand it up and go from the bottom or the back to pull it in. So we're back here, and you want to make sure that you're able to pull this thing through. I like to use a hook. If you have two, even better. And you wiggle it. Nothing hard here, guys. All you're doing is taking your time and you're bringing it through. If it's too tight, then there's a problem. You can't force it. So again, two hooks are even better. Even a needle nose pliers you can use, but be very careful not to yank or do anything crazy. So all we're doing is trying to get this thing in place. It has to come all the way out here. So that's all you need to do. So let's finish playing with this. You might need to go back to the front and wiggle and push it in. Make sure everything's free. Nothing should be binding. You don't have to force anything. We're in, and you can pull it in more. Don't forget to secure your screw there. super tight angles, hard to show you everything, but you have the understanding of what's going on. We're going to go to the front and secure the 2 screws. We'll put this one in first. There's 3 you should have. They're all the same. You will have to bring this up and allow the lip of that to go in. Otherwise, it will be impeding and it's not going to fully pull in. Line up your holes. One there and another over there. Line those up and then go back to the back and get it out. Anything that falls in, get it out. You do not want to have anything in your oven. And then slowly tuck all of the foam back in. This will keep all the heat where it needs to be so it goes into your cavity. Tuck it in well. Don't get it on the element, but make sure you fill this cavity back with that heat insulation. All right, some does go into this pocket here, and that's pretty much it. So let me put those in. Angles are way too tight to show you. It's just putting in 2 screws. You know what to do. All right, make sure they're in. Now, if you're not careful, the element rides up and you put your screw in, but the element is not secure. So make sure you bring it down and secure it. Easily missed. All right, now put your foam in, and then you'll have your door to put back on, and of course your 2 trims. One last tip here, guys. You will have to pull the element towards you and wiggle it as you insert your screw to make sure you get it to line up. Otherwise, you're not going to get that screw in. You have to pull it slightly towards you, and then you should be totally fine. Don't use a lot of torque. In fact, don't even use a power or an impact. Use a manual. Yes, I am using this, but just be gentle. That's it. And don't lose your tool. Insert your connector. You can see everything is solid, nothing is moving, so you're in place. All right, go ahead and tuck back any insulation that was moved. Tuck it back around it to keep everything nice, and that's it. All right, guys, that completes the installation off the element. Put your back cover back on, 1/4" screws, and you just install the element. All right, don't forget that screw back there. And also, guys, you do have tabs, so make sure that you line up this on the tabs, otherwise your holes won't line up. Other than that, you're done. Thanks for watching.